Welcome to Wax Off. My name is Robina Rayasat and I'm a hearing aid audiologist. I'll be talking through our earwax removal videos, so let's see some wax. This patient, let's call him Tywin Lannister. Tywin Lannister is a very unusual case as he has a large mastoid cavity in his left ear due to a mastoid operation when he was about 10 years old, followed by 2 eardrum repairs in adulthood known as tympanoplasties, and since then this ear hasn't been cleared out. It's been about 30 years since he had any earwax removed from this ear. He's now in his 80s. So let's start. I have oiled a little here because I could tell I was dealing with an extremely thick layer of keratin. You can tell this isn't a normal wax blockage instantly. It certainly was a mystery to me as to what I would find behind this blockage because of the operations and of course its appearance. The skin revealed on the underside of the thick keratin layer is very opaque and white, and when you have this sort of colour, you know the layers of skin have been shedding and then just sitting on top of each other to create this pearl-like colour, which isn't normal. An initial very small piece comes off, and here I have stills of the wax from both sides. Back in, and I'm gently trying to lift the keratin into one place. A small part of the wetter wax has gone into the tube here and did momentarily block the suction. The blanketing technique, and suddenly on the right side of the screen you can see a gap appears, followed by a view of the eardrum. I really did feel a sense of relief for Tywin seeing the eardrum because it had been covered for so long, almost like a prisoner finally seeing light after years in solitary confinement. The eardrum also finally has some air to it, which is always a good thing. I'm moving the keratin to one side, and suddenly here you can see a small hole in the eardrum is revealed, which was hiding behind this very thick keratin layer. Now we have an even better view of the eardrum, but as I'm trying to suction out the big piece of wax, The probe has latched onto a wetter part of the wax that was not initially seen, and that comes away. This is essentially very thick layers of skin with a small layer of wax on top. So why has this super thick keratin built up? With a mastoidectomy, we are essentially removing part of the bony part of the ear canal and the attached mastoid bone, which is infected, in an attempt to stop the infection reaching the brain and causing things like meningitis, which is an infection of the lining of the brain and spinal cord, brain abscesses and blood clots. So when part of the infected mastoid is removed, it widens the ear canal and creates curvatures and crevices which aren't normal in the ear canal. So the normal migration of the skin is disrupted and we get severe skin buildup like it has here. So here I decided to oil, and I'm going in to see what's happening before I suction. Again, wiggling the end of the probe quite a lot here to see if it releases, especially now that we have much more lubrication, but it doesn't want to budge. Now it's time to use some alligator forceps, which just seems to be ripping through the keratin rather than latching onto it. But it has moved it closer to the entrance, and we now have a piece that has come off. One side is light in colour, the side that was closest to the ear canal skin or eardrum, and the other side is darker as it contains the wax build-up residues and has had some air on it which has oxidated it, making it darker. Back in to get the remainder, and it's easier now as I can direct the thick skin to one side as I can make way for the probe to reach deeper areas. And there's another piece which has come off, but I didn't get a still of this one. I really would have preferred for everything to come out in one go, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. And I'm back dealing with the deeper parts. This part of the keratin is really rounded in shape and taken on the rounded contours of the ear canal. and it comes out looking like another bug body. As you can see, a lot of build-up still to deal with, and voila, I have slowed this part down as it emerges so you can just see how super long it is. And some stills here. Now here is where you will see the absolute magic. As I'm gently probing away the various areas of keratin, I go to the roof and a small amount lifts, which begins moving the keratin in one go, and you can see just how big it is and how it's all moving in sync. And suddenly it lifts away from the left side of the screen, and my eyes were wide open when I saw this, because what was revealed was the biggest blockage I have ever seen. It encompasses all of the area on the left, and suddenly it releases and comes away. It's white underneath with some wetness, which indicates there is a little bit of infection, but I'm not surprised as this has been in there for decades, and with no air passage to the eardrum and under parts of this blockage, I would have expected worse. I had to compose myself taking this out before I got the still shot in. It truly is a tremendously huge blockage. And here we have a still, followed by another final one because I think it deserved it. After that largest amount of wax and keratin was pulled out, I'm here at the roof of the ear canal and a small amount comes away. a little bit of tidying up to do here with some of the infection residue suctioned away and a little baby skin pull. And here is a final shot of the eardrum. You can see two areas of the eardrum that were revealed under all of this, where there is a small hole. A very unusual looking eardrum, not surprising as it's been operated on. Thick opaque skin with some wetness on it and around it, which Tywin Lannister has been referred for. So thank you so much for watching this very unusual earwax removal. Please do ask any questions below if you have it on this video or any of my previous videos. Please check them out and I will see you in the next one.